Welcome to our channel where we bring you the most spine-chilling, real-life Airbnb horror stories. In this video, we'll be sharing 3 true stories of guests who booked stays with Airbnb and encountered something far beyond their expectations. So brace yourselves for some hair-raising experiences. Story -1. The Cabin in the Woods. I thought I had found the perfect vacation spot when I stumbled upon a cozy cabin in the woods on Airbnb. It seemed like the perfect escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. But as soon as I arrived, I felt like something was off. The cabin was secluded and surrounded by dense woods, making me feel uneasy. I tried to ignore my gut feeling and settled in for the night. As I was lying in bed, I heard a strange scratching noise coming from the walls. At first, I assumed it was just an animal outside, but the sound grew louder and more persistent. Then I heard a low growl, and I knew something was definitely wrong. I tried to leave the cabin, but the front door was jammed shut. I was trapped inside with whatever was making that noise. The scratching and growling continued all night, and I didn't sleep a wink. The next morning, I checked out of the cabin and contacted the Airbnb host to report what had happened. They apologized and said they would look into it, but I never heard back from them. To this day, I'm not sure what was in that cabin with me, but I know I never want to experience anything like it again. Story -2. The Abandoned Hotel. I had always been fascinated by abandoned places, so when I found an Airbnb listing for an old hotel that had been closed for years, I couldn't resist. The hotel was dark and creepy, with peeling wallpaper and creaky floorboards. But as I explored the abandoned rooms, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. That night, as I was trying to sleep, I heard footsteps in the hallway outside my room. I got up to investigate, but there was no one there. The footsteps continued all night, and I felt like I was being followed. The next morning, I asked the Airbnb host about the strange occurrences, but they brushed it off as my imagination. I decided to cut my stay short and check out early. As I was leaving the hotel, I felt a cold breeze brush past me, even though there was no wind. When I turned around, I saw a figure in the window of my room. It was a ghostly apparition, staring right at me. I never looked back as I drove away from that hotel. Story -3. The Mysterious Roommate. When I booked an Airbnb room in a shared apartment, I expected to have a few roommates, but I never expected one of them to be a ghost. From the moment I arrived, I felt like I was being watched. Strange things started happening around the apartment, like doors opening and closing on their own, and objects moving without explanation. One night, as I was getting ready for bed, I saw a figure in the hallway. It was a woman, dressed in old-fashioned clothing, with a sad expression on her face. When I tried to speak to her, she vanished into thin air. The next day, I asked the other roommates about the woman I had seen, but they claimed to have no knowledge of her. I did some research and discovered that the apartment had a history of hauntings. I tried to tough it out for the rest of my stay, but the strange occurrences only got worse. I knew I had to get out of there as soon as possible. When I finally left the apartment, I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. But I'll never forget the mysterious roommate that haunted me during my stay. So if you're ready to unlock the secrets of the horror vault, come join us on our journey into the darkness. But be warned, once you enter, there may be no turning back. Please like, comment, and subscribe.